Good evening, TheoTrade. This is Corey Rosenblum, and you're watching the Theo Nightly video for the 12th of December, 2019. We're talking stocks at all-time highs. But before we get to the stocks, let's talk about the market at all-time highs. This is our S&P 500 index, and it's just shy of the 3,200 level. Nothing special about 3,200, but as the market continues to crest above with this extended rally, this 3,000 level, each little point brings more pressure on the bears or short sellers and more profits for the bulls. But as short-term traders on the intraday charts or swing traders, we're not concerned about how far, fast, or all the other components of this rally. We're just looking for the next swing in price. We had an overextended play, finally got a 2-day snapback for a pullback, and that's all she wrote. Because the market is, at least for today's headline news, on the backs of the Fed and China deal, and that can go either way, so there's still volatility coming. The market did push up above 3150, which was a key pivot, and pushed itself 25 points higher, just shy of 3200. Checking a look at the Nasdaq, that is cresting above 8400 and is a little bit shy of 8500. On the Dow Mini Futures, 28,000, just cresting above that key pivot just recently. It is the all-time high, and of course the pivot 28,000 in Dow Mini Futures. And although, just again to make the point here, it looks like the Russell's making new highs alongside the market, but it isn't. It actually just broke above a short-term trading range for all of 2019. It's been the weakest market of the 4 indices we follow, and is shy of its all-time high at 1745. So we'll take again a look at the S&P 500, and on the weekly perspective, just be aware as traders, whether we look at charts, fundamentals, or even just short-term option plays, these markets can extend further than we think they can. Case in point, 2017. And they also can have nasty pullbacks, snapbacks, or major retracements, as was the point in January 2018 and the latter months, including December of 2018. So we're looking to a similar type of market as 2016. What do I mean by that? It started off a little bit weak, but then rallied up, had a retest here, rallied up, had a retest here, and then closed out the year strong. So we're in some type of similar logic or similar pattern where the market just keeps making new highs. 2017 was an anomaly given how strong that rally was. In 2019, not that much different, except 2 minor, well 3 if you count that, pullbacks and retracements. So that's the bigger picture. Stocks can trend, and when the markets break to new highs, it does force traders and funds to make decisions, hard decisions. Decisions as in, do I go ahead and bail on my short positions or roll positions or make adjustments to my losing trades that are short, bearish, or hedged? Or if you're a bullish, that's one side of the story. For bulls or buyers, the question is, I am underperforming the index. The index may be up 25% this year, and my portfolio is up 15%. And so I've got to get in the market, and I've got to get in the market now. And they don't wait for those pullbacks. So that new highs forces decisions. And in some of the charts we're about to see, we can see that decision-making process accelerating. So this is our scan for stocks making new 52-week highs. And in some cases, some of these stocks are making new all-time highs right there with the market. That's not the case with all of them, so we don't want to say all stocks are making new all-time highs, but this is a quick scan of the stocks joining the market at all-time highs. Of the S&P 500, this is our custom scan. It's taking a look at the highest high. Essentially, it's the highest high the last 252 days, just telling us where stocks are. And these are stocks making new annual or new 52-week highs of the last year. It's just a sign of strength. And we're joining into the market with their all-time highs. Which stocks are outperforming the market. These are the type of stocks we might want to have in our portfolios, have open vertical spreads or swing trade positions for a little bit longer duration. They also serve, as you'll see, some of the candidates as good intraday, trend day trading opportunities. So this scan takes us through the sector. Far too many, in fact 81 stocks to look at. So if you want to take a look at your individual trades or individual stocks, you are welcome to do so within this framework. I'll scroll a little bit here for the video's sake of the stocks themselves. The sectors, I'm a little bit more interested in just saying where the strength is coming from. It is financials, and it is demonstrably and overwhelmingly financials, industrials. We also have consumer discretionary, healthcare, which is a little bit off the beaten path there as a defensive stock or defensive sector, and then information technology. I'll pinpoint a few names. Looking at Verizon, we're looking at, obviously, NVIDIA. We'll take a look at AMD in a moment here, Microsoft, Apple, and the list goes on. Goldman Sachs, Morgan Stanley. These are some of our financial stocks. You can see the list there. Citigroup, of course. Healthcare names you might be aware of. We've been discussing Bristol Myers Squibb. That's a strong stock getting stronger. Merck and some others. Consumer discretionary. Nike. That's a strong stock getting stronger. And the list. Best Buy. And the list goes on there. Industrials and materials make names as well, or join that list. Okay. So too much to look at, I understand. But let's just take a look at AMD. We'll go to our daily charts for these analysis. AMD is a strong stock getting stronger, and before we discuss tactics, the idea behind this type of strong stock scan, or stocks joining the S&P at all-time highs, is the concept of stocks that are trending tend to keep trending. Or another way to say that is stocks that are strong tend to get stronger. And the way we employ tactics or trades around that, my preference is to join a strong stock, join a strong trending stock through any number of strategies, including bull verticals, call spreads, on pullbacks to support, pullbacks to the rising moving averages, or any other type of tactic to get long. Also can employ in-out spreads, bull verticals, and other type of strategies, including butterflies. But personally, I tend to rely on vertical spreads as my preferred trend trading strategy, ideally on pullbacks. The most recent pullback was to the 20-period exponential to this 38 per share level. And that gave us the target of any trade, in-out spread, or vertical in this type of trending logic is the prior high. And that will be your exit. So we call this from the moving average or from a support level to as an exit into the prior high. And you can see from the daily chart or the intraday chart that AMD gave similar pullbacks or similar flags for those of us on the intraday perspective. So stocks that are breaking out, if they break, that can trigger a massive short squeeze. And that just gives the bulls domination, and the price continues moving up all day. It's the heart or logic of a trend day. But the same logic would play on the daily chart. So these are the ones that gained the most, sorted this new yearly highs in the S&P 500 by percent gain today, meaning the strongest short squeeze. So Stanley Black & Decker, Zion, and I won't go through them all, but these are making new highs. United Rentals, Microchip, and some of the others there. Just mainly sorted by the strength of today's print. Upwards of, this is 8%, 5, 4, and so forth. So barring these, let's take a look at the names. Just highlighting these quickly. So Bank of America is a financial stock that is a trending stock, strong getting stronger. And again, the play is to buy these pullbacks or short-term opportunities. JP Morgan is another financial company we have our eyes on. We're always watching. Capital One Financial. Morgan Stanley, which broke above 50 per share. That is a powerful short squeeze breakout there. And then Goldman Sachs, just to name a few. outside of the financials, where there's Citigroup, outside of financials, we have technology stocks or healthcare stocks, and that would include Nvidia, which also had a decent flag pullback, and plenty of other names in the list. Just kind of pinpointing some that may be of interest or may be of further study. BlackRock Financial, of course, and just going through the list to find names that jump out at me. United Healthcare keeps getting stronger. Danaher DHR, we discuss that from time to time. We know Microsoft is making new highs. Again, the flag pullbacks are the spot to put the trades on and get the risk. Thought process is if it is an uptrend and if the uptrend will continue, it will not stay too long. It might spike and reverse, but it ultimately will not break rising trend lines or not break rising moving averages, especially the 50-day moving average. It's blue on my charts. Amgen, there's Merck, and then Nike, retail name, shoe company, athletic shoes. Apple, which just made new highs today. Verizon, and just a few others there. So without going into too much more detail, just realize that the market has made new all-time highs. Stocks are outperforming the market, or stocks are uptrending in the S&P 500. That's where our attention could be for easy, quick little trades on pullbacks in these strongly trending stocks. But as always, be careful and safe. This is Corey Rosenblum with your Theo Nightly video for December 12th, 2019.